Hello, my name is Ian Yu. Today I will be discussing my passion project of cinematography and filmmaking, and I'm going to do it via PowerPoint presentation. Actually, no. Okay, so I chose to pursue creation of some sort of cinematic film because I thought that would be interesting. It looked fun. I've always wanted to create something that I'd be proud of, and I also am no stranger to editing, so I thought it would be fun. Okay, so I did not do this alone. I had the help of a friend, Kira. Now, she helped with camera work and directing, but we realized that both of us liked being behind the camera way too much, so we got another friend, Tanya, to be the actor. Okay, so obviously I had to figure out an idea first. This guy's talking way too slow. We were inspired by a trend called hopecore, but I wanted the film to have an actual meaning. The first idea we settled on was about missing the moment from trying to capture the moment on your phone too much, but I thought that was way too cheesy. I actually do still have some of the raw footage from that time. This footage is from around Christmas when me and a group of friends got together to do Secret Santa, which is kind of ironic considering we're trying to film while we're hanging out, so it's like kind of the whole theme that the film was supposed to be going against. You'll also notice that I was the actor in these shots because this was before we got Tanya on board. Okay, so we wasted like a good amount of time on that idea, like a pretty big chunk. Turns out, the idea of finding cool shots as you film isn't a great idea. We wasted a lot of time with that. That's okay though, because in that time, we learned a couple techniques of filming. That would be like, I don't know, the filming on the grid ratio thing that we have here. It's called the rule of thirds. It's a rule of composition, and if you follow it, you'll get a lot more balance in the composition of your image or video. The intersections kind of act as natural focal points for the eye. Wait, in order to be able to, use these camera techniques, you kind of have to have a camera ready, right? Camera, 30mm 50mm 4K monitor extension, tripod. Yeah, that should be everything. Psych, monitor, camera battery, SD card. See? Okay, so with that sort of prologue behind us and our practice and knowledge up, pivoted to the idea of academic stress and portraying how it might overwhelm students. And this time, we developed a plan in the form of a storyboard. Oh yeah. The thing is, this is an outdated photo. This photo is all we've got, but you get the idea. As you can see, we have this sort of zoomed out photo of a gradual change in position and messiness of the room. Of course, we have an over-the-shoulder shot of the laptop. We have one of the character face-palming, some kind of exasperated action of exhaustion. Here we have a close-up of typing. These last two we didn't do because the set didn't allow us to. Now, this old photo, the storyboard, doesn't actually account for the brainstorming we did for the music choice that we wanted. But from what I could remember, it was something like Too Happy.
Well, let's go. We're moving on. What you say?
Also Too Happy.
And clouds in the rear view, you start humming.
Too much of a vibe.
I'm trying, lost track of time.
Ooh. Banger, but too dreamy. Now this was the perfect vibe. It was not too upbeat, but it was nice, blissful, and relaxing. It really gives that vibe of having a respite after such a long time of just stress. Now, given the song, Kira actually made a animated storyboard version of what we would soon go on to film.
We good to go? Alright, we good to go?
Now, if you noticed, there's actually a very clear difference between the colors in that shot that I just showed you compared to the shots of Tanya working away. Now, this is because we wanted to create a real distinct contrast between the two halves. We had one half, which was going to be stressed out working, and so the colors would reflect that. It would be dull and not vibrant at all, while the second half, where Tanya is taking a break, enjoying nature, going out with friends, it's all very vibrant, very colorful, very lively. But here's the thing, the raw footage, its colors, well, this. Comparing the two, it almost looks like the raw footage, the one that was edited, made to look dull. And ironically, the shots in Tanya's room are actually brighter and needed to be edited down, unlike the shots outside. So in editing, I had to add an adjustment clip, open it in Fusion Page, get the color corrector, up the saturation, move around the color wheel to balance out the colors, and then that was it. And then, oh, these two are stacked on top of each other. What's going on here? Oh my! Thanks to Daisy, by the way, for all things related to color correction. Between just cutting and editing clips together from the footage and correcting the color balance, another thing that we had to do was actually put in noises, put in sounds. If you look at these clips, those sounds aren't actually real. They're fake. We recorded them separately and then we put them on top of it in post-production because the camera on board didn't pick it up. Or it did and it was way too quiet, so we had to put it in separately. The weird thing is though, when we did put it into the software, I found that the audio that we recorded separately for some reason got recorded on separate channels. So if you were listening on headphones, it would sound a lot like this. And it was really one-sided and you could only hear it on one side. Because it's one-sided. You could only hear it on one side. Luckily, I'm really smart and really capable, so I figured out how to fix it all by myself.
And here we can see that the left track has the audio track 1, and what you might want to do...
Hi. It's nighttime now. Another thing that we used this sound recording to do is we had all the noises built up to form a sort of cacophony to emulate the buildup of stress. And originally we wanted to use classical music alongside this, but we realized, okay, it takes away from the effect of the sound building up way too much, you can barely tell. And also depriving the first half of music makes the second half stand out a lot more as well, so that adds to the contrast between the two halves. Now what you might also notice about this section is the difference in shutter speed. As the shutter speed is lower, the scene is more choppy, it's slower, it feels more fatigued. And I tried to really exasperate that kind of feeling by overlaying past shots of Tanya working and utilizing increasingly quick cuts, and also just having intentionally shaky camera work, and aims to really just show how strained Tanya is in this moment of stress and how it's all starting to take a real toll on her. Another technique we used is using a fisheye lens. When we use the fisheye lens, we get a wider POV, but we also get this sort of distorted effect that gives you a kind of feeling that, oh, something's off, or something's not quite right, this isn't quite real, and we wanted to emulate that sort of off feeling in this stressful environment, to really emulate that sense of pressure. You know, looking back on this whole project, it's kind of crazy to think that this quality material is even available to me. I mean, the cameras are pretty fancy. I'm insanely grateful to both my mentors and media arts teachers, Mr. Byrne and Miss Manderson, for not only allowing me access to the quality equipment that I wouldn't have had otherwise, but also for their support. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the project turned out. And considering I got to do it with my friends, and half of the film was literally just hanging out, I mean, I'm pretty happy. Thanks again to my friends Kira, Tanya, and Daisy. Now, of course, as a reward for watching this all the way through, here is the entirety of the short film. Okay, just kidding. It's included separately. Thanks for watching.